Big one, small one, skinny one, but every single one of them had the grain of rice in their hand, and then munching on, and looked so happy, and then and he said, and then one of the big mouse, very distinguished looking mouse came out, and he said, Oji-san, thank you so much for coming for this wonderful gift. Now we can have a celebration of wonderful new harvest. Why don't you join us? And Oji-san was still a little puzzled, but looking at everybody's face, and everybody looked so happy. So he joined, and everybody danced. He rushed his home and he gathered old and dirty rice and put them in a big pot and cooked the whole thing and made tons and tons of omusubi, right? And he wrapped them up and went up to the mountain. And then he found a tree stump. But he couldn't wait his omusubi to, roll down. So he just threw the omusubi on his hillside. So omusubi went, omusubi korori, omusubi korori, omusubi korori. But wait, none of his omusubi didn't disappear. So he had to find a hole and shoved him omusubi down the hole. All of them. And The big, distinguished-looking Norwegian man, he came out and he said, "Oji-san, oh, can I give you a cup of tea? Would you like to join us?" But this old man, he said, no, don't worry. I'm a busy person. I must go now. Okay, bye. But nobody stopped him, and everybody looked kind of happy and we were waiting. So this greedy man got really mad. Wait, you were supposed to give me a box. You were supposed to give me a box. You were supposed to give me a box. So to stop the man, the leader of the mass, he said, "Here, please take this and have a good trip." So everybody, and he said, "Don't open the box before you get home." Okay? But he didn't hear that. So everybody just hoisted him up. And then, boom, he was on the ground again. So he had his box. Oh, he's so happy. He couldn't wait to get home. Why do I wait to get home? There's a nice spot. I can just sit and open the box. So he opened the box. Hot smoke came out, filled the air. When the hot smoke disappeared, he vanished. So the story is that, you see, you have to be generous to people or little creatures alike, and also you can't be too greedy. And also, when you're going to go outing, don't forget to bring extra omusubi kororin system. Omusubi kororin system. Omusubi kororin system. Thank you very much.
When I was invited to this, I said to myself, I don't tell any Asian stories. I know no Asian stories. All the stories I tell at the Caribbean, either personal or folk or literary. I have no Asian story to tell, or do I? Don't know. Also, there's a philosophical thing about storytelling, to me anyhow, is that stories don't have to be factual. Facts are not terribly important. It's the truth. I do maybe have a story. You know, all stories started a long time ago and once upon a time, and mine is like that. Except it's 150 years ago only. A long, long time ago for us. Somewhere in China, the district of Canton, a little baby boy was born. At the age of 6, he and his parents left China. It was the middle of the Taiping Rebellion, very volatile time. They came to the island of Trinidad, of all places. Why Trinidad? At that time, thousands of Chinese were being brought over to the Caribbean as indentured laborers. When slavery was abolished 30 years before America did, that's one case they didn't do any preemptive stuff. The rest of the world abolished slavery 30 years earlier. When slavery was abolished, the black slaves didn't want to work for the estates anymore, so they brought over East Indians from India, old East Indians, to work in the estates. And then they brought Chinese, sometime around the middle, about 1850. We're not sure about the facts of who this 6-year-old boy coming to Trinidad about